You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge a ball.
All right. It is time for another unboxing video. This time I have gotten the game The Taverns of Tiefendal. It is a game that was made by, I think his name was Wolfgang. Anyway, he did Quaxum Quedlinburg, which is amazing. So I'm super excited to try this game because it's by the guy who did Quacks, and it's about drinking.
Hey, Al.
And I built what?
What's that?
Taverns of Tiefendal? It's German, so you know it's happy and fun.
Das ist Deutsch, ja? Okay. But I thought the only German thing on this show was Fire Driller.
Does he even make it on this show?
Oh, I'm sure he never watches it.
No.
He just expects his name to be out of our mouths, but that's fine.
So here's an important question before we get going. Are either of us muted?
I think we're both good.
All right.
For possibly the first time in Thunderballs history. But, you know, we'll soon find out. I'm sure someone will tell us if we're not.
Yeah.
Loud and clear, look at that.
All right.
Just to annoy Adam, being as he called us out on it. We can be led to water, but you can't make us drink.
That's right.
It's true. So how you been, Al?
I've been all right. I mean, Dodgeball's been a little rough on me. If we want to talk about like anything else tonight, that would be awesome. I mean, it's no coincidence that I brought a board game about beer drinking as if to drown my sorrows.
No spoilers.
No.
Well, I guess we should actually talk about round 8.
Yeah.
Which is still going. There's a couple of teams out there who haven't let us down. They're still dragging out the final throes of their death, as it were. But before we do that, let's have a look at the tables. So, as we go into round 8, we've got this top of the table clash between Never Gonna Get You Hit and Sweet Catcher Mine that could determine who's sitting pretty at the end of this round. And they're both 5-2. And then behind them you've got Dodge Like an Egyptian, Donut Stop Reviving, who are on a bit of a tear at the moment, having won, I think, 4 games on the bounce. My Ball on Ya, and then Dodgy Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, For Whom the Ball Tolls, Janie's Got a Ball, Dodging in the Dark, and finally, those wagsters at the bottom, Should I Stay or Should I Throw? So this is the penultimate round, and things are pretty tight there, Al.
Yeah. We have a lot of teams still in the running.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see how things sadly shake out.
Let's see how things pan out. Okay, well, we're going to go to a bit of tea first before we do that. I know you do enjoy the tea, Al, and maybe this will...
I do.
Maybe this
It's the only reason I show up to this show.
100%, and maybe it will help take your mind off round 8. So we did find out perhaps why Dodging in the Dark have been having such a difficult time of it recently as Rip, who wasn't content just to miss Clever Missy in a game of Dodgeball, also missed the thread where he was meant to post it and managed to land it in the Thunderballs post. So Stay sober there, buddy. Little bit of avoidance on the correction there. Now, apparently Viselis, I've heard rumors, let the Moneyball Award go to his head a few rounds back, and he's been shaking his backside at all of his opponents. So after he took Alderin's ball, he was seen cavorting and shaking his rump around before it bit him on the bum, quite literally, as he was escorted from the court with a double tap, and according to Tatiana's post, in quite an interesting fashion. I don't know if you saw that one, Al.
I did. I quite enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it was very good. I would urge everyone to go and check that out in the game that is still ongoing. Now, one team chat this week, Al, got to talking about nipples. It began with, it's freezing when the nipples are so hard they count as melee weapons. And then there was a call for the nipples to be unleashed. And it then kind of transitioned into a lightning round. Pick any movie and replace one word in the title with the word nipples. What do we think their go-to was, Al? First three straight out the gates.
First three. I mean, my first thought was there's something about nipples.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, there's also, you got to go with a classic like Gone with the Nipples.
Yeah.
And maybe something sort of like a modern classic like Pulp Nipples.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Saving Private Nipples was first out of the gate there. Possibly a slightly different kind of channel that's showing that one. A Clear and Present Nipple, No Country for Old Nipples, following very quickly afterwards. And we had There's Something About Nipples did come up very quickly. You were right bang on that one.
All right.
Brave Nipples, a Nipples in London, Space Nipples, The Hunt for Red Nipples, and Nipples Night Fever. So I'm sure it probably continued there, but some of you guys gone in 60 nipples. That is definitely not PG, Dusto. Bad Dustin. So yeah, that kind of, I'm sure that descended into something heinous, but you guys in your chats, like, I don't know what you're drinking or smoking, but it's quite strange.
Yeah.
And finally, we had a Dodgeball rookie joining us this round as a replacement, which we'll get to when the games commence. And a couple of things. The first one was, the first question out of their mouth was, how good is Darklighter? And I mean, aside from the fact that that's quite a funny question anyway from someone who's new to Dodgeball but not new to like the group in general, Darklighter is currently sitting on top of Platinum, so I'm pretty sure he's got game.
He's sitting on Platinum, and he's just about sitting on the top of the lifetime leaderboard.
Yeah. And
you don't play that many games without picking up a few tips.
And we're back on nipples. And then also another one of my favorites was Kincaid. Apparently this week, Al, got auto-corrected to skincare. So some of your phones are absolutely wild. But that's all the tea we've got. And I'm sure there'll be some conversations coming up in the matches of some interesting points. But we go to round 8, court 1. We've got My Bologna coming up against Janie's Got a Ball. Now, these two guys, like, I'm not sure that they're completely out of the running for the title, but it's hard work for both of them here. They've got it all to do. So we begin with the balls being pretty fairly well spread out. There were only, I think, 6 race balls that counted, because there was a replacement game, obviously. And I think the one race ball went so long that the match actually started before it finished. So Kincaid not getting his hands on his race ball until a couple of people were already sat down.
That poor skincare.
That poor skincare. But it was 3 balls apiece, and the game got rolling as Cyberduck coming out with vicious teeth. Who knew Duck had teeth? I didn't. But he sinks them into the Wolfhound and just eliminates him immediately. No mercy with a 91 differential, like really setting out his stall owl to be like worse than Howard the Duck there. Bad Duck. Tuna Slap also gets in on the action, eliminating Slavic almost immediately afterwards with a very nice 69 differential. Now, Darklighter, the aforementioned, who is this Darklighter and what can he do anyway? He catches Cyberduck, who perhaps got a little bit cocky, taking out the Wolfhound, and Darklighter rubs salt into the wound by leaving a Cyberduck alive and bringing back the Wolfhound to the game. And it's at this point that Kincaid actually, like, Skincare gets his ball. And then we see the first action from the replacement. It's Bruiser 13, who's joined the
Did
fray.
you mention? Do people know that Bruiser 13 had to step in as a replacement?
They might not. So what happened this week, if you're not aware, is that Ass Clown apparently selfishly booked a cruise, didn't tell anyone, and then I think
Actually, I believe he told his captain, but his captain is very good at keeping secrets.
So maybe he told his captain, possibly, we don't know. But the upshot was, about halfway through when the races should have been done, there was no challenge, no race, and so yeah. The option there is always take a ball completely out and only play with 6 players aside, or get a substitute in. And in this case, Bruiser 13 was kind enough and good enough to step up to the plate and get the game back on track. So then, now that we've got Skincare on board and Bruiser 13's had a dodge, we see Sabella go straight for the throat, eliminating Fire Driller, as Tuna Slap also takes out Imam 69, and Bruiser 13 getting in on the action here takes out the Wolfhand again, who's forced to sit down, undoing Darklighter's great catch there. So it's all one-way traffic at the moment, Al. Like, apart from that Darklighter catch, it's looking pretty good here for My Ball on Ya. Now, Cyberduck dodges Darklighter, and then Patriarch, who was on a real patriarchy kick this week, it seemed. Every single post I saw was, unless he's referring to himself as the patriarchy,
he is.
Which is possible. If he would have you believe that the patriarchy was responsible for throwing all the balls. He eliminates Sabella, ensuring that there are no fan festivals going late into the night. Skincare eliminates Zwivix before Darklighter, who knew that he had game, catches Bruiser's ball and revives Slavic, bringing the captain back into it. Sorry, I mentioned earlier on it was looking good for My Ball on Ya. It wasn't. They were the ones who were all getting out, so that was my bad. So Patriarch dodges Tuna Slap before Dusto. Slavic's right back in the game before Dusto just pops him on the bonce and requests that he politely sit down again. Captain Risker dodging the Patriarchy again before Skincare eliminates Cyberduck. And the game here begins to turn a bit, because as Skincare takes out Cyberduck, Patriarch eliminates Tuna Slap. Can't take out Dusto, but Patriarch does then eliminate Captain Risker. And that's 5. It's about 5 kind of eliminations there. So we've swung one way. We've swung to My Bologna being almost out. We've then swung back the other way to Janie's Got a Ball being down to 2 as well. And it's at this point that Bruiser catches Darklighter's ball. Perhaps giving proof or to the idea that he wasn't really. Maybe it wasn't ignorance, Al. Maybe it was like, who's Darklighter? Like, I don't know. But he got caught, and he got caught by the rookie. So Dusto dodges Patriarch's attentions as Skincare dodges Cyberduck's zombie balls, and then Dusto buttons down the game as he proves that he's a Skincare specialist and eliminates Kincaid. And that is the game wrapped up in favor of Janie's Got a Ball. All right. So with
here's the thing.
That excitement. Oh, carry on.
So here's the thing. Because I've been thinking about the MVP for this match.
Mm-hmm.
And we have two Candidates. Dusto and Bruiser 13.
Okay, yeah.
They both had similar stats. Technically speaking, Dusto might have had a little bit better stats. However, I'm kind of leaning towards Bruiser 13 because he was called in at the last moment, had to fill in, played absolutely tremendously for a team he's just been recruited for, and then they're like, thanks, be on your way. So he had very little motivation to play super well, but instead stepped in and did amazing work. So I kind of want to give it to Bruiser 13.
Okay, I think this might be slightly contentious, if only for the fact, Al, that I believe Bruiser 13 and Dusto had some big brother beef. So maybe nice to see them working together for a change, for the good of Janie's Got a Ball, giving Captain Riska some pride in their results there. But okay, well, congratulations to Bruiser 13, rookie game, and saved the game from a fate worse than death as well.
Technically, Bruiser 13 isn't a rookie per se. He played in the first couple seasons.
Oh, and then okay. Well, my bad.
So he's not technically a rookie, though. It's been so long that I think having 7 people on a team is like new to him and things like that. So.
Didn't Darklighter play in both of those seasons as well?
Yes. I'm pretty sure he was a captain in at least one of those seasons, too.
Oh, my bad. Dusto's saying that it was Cyberduck was the rookie in question, asking who was Darklighter and is he good anyway? There we go. So, Not smack talk from Bruiser, just an honest-to-goodness question from someone who actually doesn't know better. Well, I kind of like the Bruiser 13 version better, so that's what I'm going with, honestly.
So that's what we're going. Like we've said it before, our show is anything but accurate.
It doesn't have to be true at all.
I like to imagine Cranky sitting there watching our show and having just like a vein in his neck like get bigger and bigger the more mistakes we make.
Just constantly fingering that vein that's throbbing there, trying to assuage it. Yeah, it's a lovely image. Now from that mirth and joy, we got to cut to Al and
boo.
Boo. Now if that didn't give you an inkling as to what's about to happen, then well, let me tell you. This just about will. So we begin the game, and the opposition, who obviously are sweet catch of mine, the bad guys in this scenario, they win 4 of the race balls to our 3. Now I think I was on Knights again at this point, so I was barely knew what was going on.
I would just like to point out, I drafted you when you were unemployed and had plenty of time to play Star Realms awake and aware.
I know,
I didn't draft the Hypaspist who has a job and responsibilities outside of Star Realms. And I don't appreciate it.
You don't appreciate it. You didn't draft Night Shift Pissed, and he's not doing it for you. I can understand that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Politesk rudely comes straight out the gates and takes out the thunder from down under as Baggio is sunk immediately before anything else happens. And also Sturrock, having been the recipient of Baggio's throw, because Baggio is a good player and gets his race ball out before he gets hit. Sturrock catches poor Baggio, so Baggio is like double tapped. The only saving grace to this is that there's no one to revive. And then Darth Kronos takes out Lady Stacy 7, and I think this is what happens. I wake up, and they're both down. So I think I cockily came into our chat and asked who needed to die, and so Darth Kronos was the target. Politesk already having thrown at me because apparently he wanted a bit of an easy target at the start of the round. Now, not to toot my own horn, but things went kind of well because I eliminated Darth Kronos and caught ball 1, eliminating Politesk. Now, this wasn't without assistance because I did run it past the team. Because I have... Going back to Al's comment about, drafting a player who had lots of time on their hands and was alert and all that stuff, I tried applying my damage to Politesk incrementally and utterly failed and ended up with like 16 damage against 14 authority. And I was like, oh dear, I think I might have blown my chance to catch him. And I ran it past the team and Corey pipes up and he's like, no, you buy that, you do this, you shuffle into the next deck and you just hit him for 1 million and catch him. I'm like, okay, I trust Corey. He sounds like a wise person. And sure enough, that's what happened. So if not for my fumblings, that might have gone very differently. But yes, Polites was caught. And, there's always a temptation to revive early on, especially Bagsman, because he's a cracker. But Polites, too threatening to allow to be living. So he had to go the way of the dodo. Mkolo then went on to eliminate VQ before I dodged Darth Cronus' zombie ball. And Al catches and eliminates Marauder Mo. And at this point, it's looking pretty good, Al.
Yeah. M went on a tear. We suddenly had a player advantage and a ball advantage. It was, we were feeling pretty good.
Feeling pretty good about it. But Acox eliminated Clever Missy and then dodged my throw before Mkolo eliminated Sturrock. She was doing a fine job and avoided Acox's ball. But then Sturrock's zombie ball took me out. And Bork and Beans caught you. And that kind of turned things around. And M, not to be kind of doused by her teammates' poor performance at this point, just goes on and casually eliminates Acox. So we're down to like 2 apiece here. But Acox returns the favor with his zombie ball and eliminates Mkolo. So now it's down to Bork and Corey. Bork and Corey both not being in the game until they were passed a ball from one of their teammates who'd been eliminated. And it just becomes this shootout at high noon. So Corey misses Bork, Bork misses Corey, and Corey misses Bork again. I'm led to believe there was some fortune in this. If I remember reading the thread, Al, Corey was in no way unhappy that he had a better than 50% chance to hit Beans twice and pulled up scouts. And that kind of ran against him as Bork eliminated Corey, but then he dodged both of Corey's zombie balls, and Bork and Beans ended up with all of the balls and the only person left standing to clutch win the game for Sweet Catcher Mine. A game I think, Al, we'd both rather forget.
Yeah. An interesting sort of thing about this game was there were 4 catches and none of them went for revives. They were either eliminations or
waste.
In the case of Sturrock's, on Baggio just did nothing.
Yeah, no, they were all kills.
Yeah, but they were all kills, which is an interesting sort of thing because most of the time, we see catches going for revives, but in this one it was all eliminations, which was sort of interesting. You don't see very often.
No, absolutely, yeah. But it led to a tense finale and kind of had us all on the edge of our seats. And speaking of the edge of our seat, Al, who's the MVP for this game?
So I would like to point out that if Corey had been able to get the job done,
100% Mkolo, gotta be.
M would have been easily the MVP. She had probably one of the best game. I know it's the best game this season for her, but might have been in her career too. She had an excellent game. With that said,
Bork and Beans in chat jumping in the
that
gun.
man has absolutely no patience. He can't wait to concede and report losses, and he can't wait for me to get to yes. Bork got the MVP.
So congratulations, Bork. You sod you wouldn't die. You are the MVP.
He wouldn't die. He got a hit. He got the catch on me. He played a good game.
He did play a good game. It was a good match. So congrats, Bork and Beans, on an MVP. Well done. And we will move to Court 3. And this is the game that is currently still outstanding. Now, we'll go through, like we usually do, we'll go through the game. There's a lot of text to go through. And this game, really the highlight for me is... Oh, no, sorry, this isn't... Oh, I've got the wrong sheet up. There we go. It's this one. That's not this game. This is this game. This game is... the highlight of this game for me was Tatiana's post where she quote unquote sinks her teeth into Vaselis's rump and is then not satisfied by one rump but goes for a second one later on in the game. I'm sure we'll get to that, but I think I saw Raka come in and be like, I don't even know what's going on here anymore, like almost checking out on his own teammates. Behavior is so bizarre, but it was very funny. Now, the game does begin with Dodgy Deeds Done Dirt Cheap getting all but one of the race balls, with only Super Grandma managing to win a ball for her side. Sisso Sit in classic fashion, going for the let's give our opponents possession gambit. And I think we know how well that usually works. So Alderin just knocks Grandma straight out the game. Like, she's the one with the ball. She dies. Compton P follows straight up by taking out Poop Deck before Dakaran eliminates Agent C13. Tatiana eliminates Sarah T. And it's actually, in his defense, it's Vaselis who stops the rot as he dodges balls from both Forizori and Alderin. So 6 balls, 4 deaths, going really well for Sisso Sit here. As Raka then goes on to eliminate Simply Steph, and Dakaran catches Vaselis, eliminating him, and then Tatiana catches Vaselis, eliminating him again, because that's right, there's no one to revive. So Super Grandma had got her ball away at that Sean guy before she was eliminated, and it does take him out, actually putting a score on the board for Sisso Sit. And then pretty much it's down to Lux at this point. So he's dodging Compton P, and then eliminates him with the return throw before Tatiana catches and eliminates Lux. And if I remember rightly, Al, it's at this point that Super Grandma barrels into chat and says, "Oh, good game, everybody. Well done. Another win for you. You're all brilliant." And she's gently reminded that the game is not actually over, because Lux still has some balls at his face. So a Lux zombie ball eliminates Forizori before he catches Raka and revives Super Grandma, who now has the embarrassment of coming onto a court. You'd hoped I missed that. No, I never miss a thing, Sandra. Sandra now has to come onto the court that she'd congratulated her opponents on winning and actually play again. So she starts out by eliminating Dakaran with the ball she was passed. Dakaran not able to take out Super Grandma. And Alderin catches Poop Deck zombie ball, reviving that Sean guy. And that's where we're at. It's Super Grandma against most of Dodgy Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. And so that game's still ongoing. I mean, you got to say, Al, it's probably, if we were picking a favorite, like there's a couple of metrics by which you would pick it. One of them is league position and the other one is bodies on the court. I think it's the same answer for both of those, isn't it?
Yeah, there is.
No, we riced Poop Deck. Sandra also, there's one that's not there. Sandra also caught Tatiana and revived Poop Deck. So we're actually, she's not on her own. She's got a poop. A poop to the. She's got a poop with her.
Or
so.
as M says, is she one of those poop people?
she is one of those poop people indeed. So we'll look forward to the conclusion of that game in maybe another week. But no MVPs, Al, as is tradition, because they haven't finished by the time the show airs. So no glory for them.
Nope.
And we'll move on to Court 4. And this is the Donuts versus Dodging in the Dark. Now, I did notice in the setup to this game, Al, that both Chasmo and Rip kind of were gushing over each other, like saying, "Oh, this is the game that I've been looking forward to the most." So clearly, like a little bit of a bromance brewing there between the two captains, and that's pretty much all that happened for the entire game as far as they were concerned. Without spoiling anything. So the Donuts take 5 of the race balls, with only Captain Rip and DG3 grabbing a race ball for Dodging in the Dark. DG3 straight out the gates, taking out Osmosis Brent, trying to avoid any song-based shenanigans, failing abysmally on that front, but does sit the rookie down before Binkley dodges the throw from Sir Thestral, and that's another storyline we're going to see play out in quite some detail. DG3 goes on to eliminate Rollin Parr, making the most of his race ball before Rollin Parr with his zombie ball eliminates Yarboa, and one Carlos can't take out Markbot 3000. Now, Daryl at this point, clearly feeling like he's indestructible, goes for one Carlos and is caught and eliminated. And Sir Thestral gets on the board by catching Darth Binkley, who I think is on the same drugs that Markbot 3000 was on in our game, with them, as we'll see later, because there's definitely some recidivism occurring here. More like a domance. Indeed, Chasmo, indeed. So Thestral catches Ball 7, reviving Osmosis Brent, leaving Binkley on the field. Binkley catches and eliminates one Carlos before Wet Yeti eliminates MTG in real life. And we're 5 bodies down already. Now, Guianos dodges Commissioner Cranky Day's ball before Chasmo in his first ball against Rip misses. But he's going to throw back at Rip so that they can continue to play with themselves in the corner. Markbot dodges the throw from one Carlos before Binkley dodges Sir Thestral. But Binkley also, I think, offended that Osmosis Brent is back on the court, eliminates him to make sure that he's taking his rest day seriously. And Markbot eliminates Cranky Day before Chasmo gets his guy, eliminating Rip. And Binkley, having thrown at Sir Thestral, is caught again. And Sir Thestral raises Rollin Parr from the bench before Sir Thestral goes on to eliminate Darth Binkley himself. Now, at this point, if I'm Darth Binkley, Al, I've been caught twice and he's just hit me. Am I going to throw back at Sir Thestral with my zombie ball?
Of course.
You're damn right I am. So Sir Thestral is too busy, though, reviving one Carlos because he just caught the ball that Binkley threw at him. So 3 catches, all off Binkley for Sir Thestral, and he eliminated him. Smacks very much of Club Hot Tub and Markbot 3000 for me. Just like, it's like a slot machine, like the next one, I'll win the next one. Like, I'll pull that bandit arm. The next one's going to be a winner.
I'm due for a win.
I'm feeling lucky. Yeah, don't do that, kids. If that happens to you, it's a trap. So Wet Yeti goes on to eliminate Guianos. Chaz, I remember hearing this. I'm not sure if it was Brent who told me, but they really wanted to revive Binkley with the catch. Thankfully not allowed in dodgeball rules, but Donut's trying to push the envelope. I don't know if they went to the commissioner with that, but that would have been all kinds of rude. Now Chasmo dodges the throw from Rip. There's the zombie ball that was added him, and Guianos can't hit Sir Thestral. Meanwhile, Chasmo can't hit Markbot, who slips out of the way as Wet Yeti dodges Markbot's ball, but Markbot now catches Sir Thestral, reviving Yarboa, bringing her back onto the field. But Markbot can't quite take out one Carlos. Sir Thestral, now alive again, dodges Yarboa's ball, who she wanted to send him back to the bench immediately. Markbot finally grabs one Carlos, but not quick enough to dodge one Carlos's reciprocal ball, as they both eliminate each other in a slam fest before Chasmo takes out Yarboa, ending the game with Yarboa's zombie ball and Markbot's zombie ball failing to find their targets. So a 42 action game there. Lots of revives from the Donuts particularly, and a thoroughly entertaining thread, I have to say. So hopefully Chasmo and Rip's game against each other lived up to their expectations, and a pretty fun game all round there, Al.
Yeah. MVP.
Yeah, where's it sitting? I was never on the bench. Shut up, Sir Thestral. Facts are not wanted here.
I mean, technically, I guess Sir Thestral, he got a hit, but he got 3 catches, which is amazing.
It is.
It is a little less amazing that they were all from Darth Binkley, though. I feel like Binks gets an assist on that MVP.
I mean, I love Jonathan Bishop to death. He's a really lovely fella. But he is not unknown for throwing the odd catch here or there.
Yes. Yes, he is. It's, you could be known for worse things, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But we do like to rib him a little for the number of catches that he throws.
Especially when he was captain of his own team, and we labeled him Traitorous Binks because he threw catches to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory from his own players.
Every time.
Oh, poor Jonathan. But he is a lovely, lovely fella.
He's great.
Yeah. So, congratulations to Sir Thestral. MVP, 3 catches and a hit. Assist for Binks, but that's still a good deal, right?
I don't care who you are. Getting 3 catches in a match is pretty amazing.
Absolutely.
Even if it is from the same player. Even if it was still from Darth Catchley, it is still an excellent feat. So congratulations to him.
Absolutely. And without further ado, we're going to go on to Court 5. And Al, this was probably the fastest game of the round.
Yeah. This game ended faster than the Gonzaga-Arkansas game. And
probably quicker than Will Smith's Oscar speech as well, but we shouldn't go there.
Well, no, the Oscar speech lasted a while. It was the preamble that was pretty quick.
I don't know. A 5-minute Oscar speech is like forever.
Yeah,
but with 4 race balls in their hands, the ball tollers got off to a good start, but it was Ninjanin who struck first, eliminating Jester 204, the rookie, stamping his authority on the game, or so he thought. Because what happens next is a period of dancing where Bad Wolf avoids Jester's reciprocal throw and Seabus dodges Ninja's throw, and Bad Wolf dodges Seabus Ripper's throw, before the Mystic catches Deanna B, reviving Jester 204. And that's the only time you'll see any action on the bench for Dodge Like an Egyptian for the rest of the match. No spoilers. So what happens next is what can only be described, Al, as a bit of a masterclass. So Agent Sato takes out Penguin Army. JP can't quite get Bahamut. And then Cisco Alvarez steps up. And he eliminates Zim, Deanna B, Bad Wolf, Thestral, and I think there's a catch in there somewhere as well.
Probably.
And it's only JP who eliminates Bahamut 619, who's responsible for any of the other ball tollers hitting the deck. Cisco Alvarez eliminates 5 this game. And no one threw at him. I think he probably put the jeepers up them. And he didn't have any defensive games. He just had his race win and then 6 throws, 5 of which hit the target, and 1 of which was a miss, but he grabbed it back. And that's really all that happened. We've got 20 throws all game, and that's it.
Yeah.
Dodge Like an Egyptian march to... and I think that's actually, because of the revive, that's a whitewash. That's a 7-0.
Yeah.
It's a clean sweep.
That was a clean sweep.
Yeah.
And Zim and his team, they were no Chet Holmgrens. They couldn't pull off the Gonzaga, and just like Gonzaga, they folded and lost.
Yeah. Yeah. And Zim, I believe, should be wary of the next round, because I believe Emily has marked his card as we are to face them.
Oh yeah, She has been waiting. I'm pretty sure Cranky did this on purpose and put us against them as the last game, just so M would be like waiting and just waiting to go.
Absolutely, for the whole season.
Yeah. Oh, Cranky says there are 2 zombie throws that are active that could land.
Okay.
So it could mess with their tiebreakers a little.
Yeah. But I mean, even if that were a 5-0, that's still pretty good. I've got a target on his back. Yeah, Emily. I don't want to spoil any chat secrets, but Emily may or may not have gone around to the whole team and said, "You know Zim's mine, right? Don't you dare throw at him. He's mine. I get to kill him." So Zim, just saying, that blanket may come in useful again in the next round. So with all those games done, let's see where we stand at the end of the round, Al. So there's a new leader, and it is Sweet Catcher Mine. So at 6-2, that means I'm not 100% because I haven't looked. I'm not sure who they're facing next round, but that their future literally is in their own hands. If they win their game, they are champions of Season 8. Because no one who's got a game outstanding can get to that 6th win as well. Andy says she's landing both of those zombie balls. I wouldn't doubt it. So if Sweet Catcher Mine win their final game, they are champions. However, we've seen a few wrinkles this season, and behind them are 3 teams who could all spoil the fun, because Sweet Catcher Mine's breakers are not wonderful, Al.
No, they aren't.
And dodge like an Egyptian, certainly. I mean, that might be a little bit lower if the zombie balls land. It could end up being 32 instead of 34. But Donut Stop Reviving have good breakers. We have reasonably good breakers. And it's possible that Dodgy Deeds done dirt cheap if they do win their game. They would also be at 5-3. So that potentially there's 4 more teams there who could jump in. And if 2 of those teams win and Sweet Catch lose, they, no pressure, guys.
Yeah.
But you could go from being top of the table to missing out on the end of season match on breakers.
So I looked it up. They are going to be playing My Bologna. So I know there's a few teams who will be rooting for them this week.
Absolutely. Yeah, I did, Adam. I did cover that Dodgy Deeds, if they won, would be 5-3 as well. So definitely in with a shout. So, So, that, this could be one of the most exciting last rounds that we've had in recent history, because it's I'm not sure we've had a potential. I mean, it could be if Dodge, Donut, Never are all playing different teams, we could actually end up with a 4-way tie.
Yes, so they are. So Donut is playing Sizzosits. Egyptian is playing Dodging in the Dark.
Okay.
And Never Gonna Get You Hit is For Whom the Ball Tolls.
So,
and Dodgy Deeds Done Dirt Cheap has Janie's Got a Ball.
Okay, so there's some interesting matchups there. A couple of teams with some things to prove, maybe. So that we could see anything from a straight winner to a 4-way tie.
Right.
So this Dark Lighter fellow, is he good? And we loop straight back round to the beginning. Love it.
It's a good thing Rick doesn't ever watch this show.
I know, right? I think we're too lowbrow for Rick.
Probably.
He prefers his content to be strategic and meaningful and not maybe true and probably not.
Probably not.
But as we go down the list, so we've got My Bologna and Jenny's Got a Ball, both at 4-4. Dodgy Deeds at 4-3 currently, but could be 5-3 if and when they beat Sisosit, who would then really have something to prove in their final game, being at 1 win and trying to, I don't know even if they can catch Dodging in the Dark on breakers. I'm not sure it's possible. And so For Whom the Ball Tolls sitting just ahead of Dodging in the Dark, ahead of Sisosit. So still a very meaningful final round. that could be had in many different ways. Really looking forward to this one, Al. It should be a good finale to what I think's been a really good season.
Yeah, it has been.
It's been good fun. I know there's been a lot of chats out there, and Sisasit definitely spearheading it on the high on the fun factor, which is really what it's all about. Leaking secrets like a sieve as well to the teabag, which we always like to see.
Always appreciate that.
Absolutely. So, but yeah.
Should we name an MVP for the round?
Oh yes, we do need to do that, and the money ball. Absolutely.
Yeah, Moneyball too.
Yeah, why not? Let's treat people to what they expect to hear.
Yeah, I mean, we know all these people only tune in to hear their own names. They could care really less about our idiotic banter.
It's true. It's all true. Yeah. So the teams have played well and have fun, and some have done both. That's very true, Adam. That's very true. Should we do Moneyball first?
Sure, let's do Moneyball first.
Okay, who's your Moneyball then, Al?
Moneyball has to go for Sir Thestral. I mean, he was a 6th round pick for Chasmo, but he got a hit. He got 3 ridiculous catches. He won 80% of his defensive games, and he just generally wrecked the other team.
He really did. Even if the other team was defined mostly by Duff Binkley, but still. A great performance by Sir Thestral. Well earned Moneyball. Don't let it go to your head and start shaking your butt everywhere.
He could have, any other week he would have had a really good shot at winning MVP of the round too.
Yes. However,
unfortunately, he had the week where Cisco Alvarez decided to rise up and just to take out nearly an entire other team.
Win all his games.
He won all of his games. 100% of his games.
5 hits. And he probably would have caught 2, but no one threw at him. It was just one of those weeks. Some weeks you're hot.
Yeah.
So congrats to Cisco Alvarez, who is my own personal bugbear in the queue whenever I see him. He always beats me silly, but he's not always had that success in Dodgeball. But I tell you what, this season now, I think he's been on fire. I haven't looked at his overall stats, but he's had some very good games.
Yes, he has.
We should actually, for next week, maybe we should look at some of those season-long performances and just have a look at.
Yeah, look at highlight a few people. Yeah. I mean, we don't want to spoil anything.
No. I mean, anyway, our opinions are not the commissioners.
No, not at all.
in any way.
No.
And sometimes opposites, in fact. But yeah, no. Picking out a couple of performances would be really fun. Too late. Okay, so I think that's really.
So one more thing, if people want to see it, my cat, who was asleep all evening, woke up during the show, and he's been bugging me. I don't know if y'all noticed, I keep looking down. He keeps clawing at my seat. So if you want, I'm going to drag him up and put him in front of the camera so y'all can bask in the glory of Bogart.
Absolutely, let's have some Bogart time. There's not enough Bogart time, I feel.
Never mind, he disappeared. He was such a kid. He was scratching my chair all game. He stopped, he heard his name. He stopped and disappeared.
And just bolted. Not interested.
Oh, he heard his name. He's at his food dish now.
Oh, there you go.
That is what I am good for.
Maybe if you hadn't filled his food dish, he would be there giving you a degree of crap for not being a good cat dad. But as it stands, you've passed the test. So we've not quite managed to segue into Matt the Cutter, but he's coming up in 10 minutes to stream, if I remember rightly, maybe 12. So where's Bogart's weekly segment? Indeed. So don't forget to hop on over to Matt's stream. He always has some good talks and some good games. And then you've got VQ and Dusto tomorrow, I believe. So check them out. Have a good round 9 when we get to it. And for those of you still playing round 8, do hurry up. And we'll see you next week. It's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from him.
And goodbye from Bogart.
And goodbye from Bogart.
He's done with this show as soon as he was named.
As soon as he was named. Okay, take care, people. Bye-bye.